I know some of you wonder why I haven't done a commentary about Jussie Smollett being attacked downtown Chicago. Well, it's because this morning I got the information about 11:30 something this morning, and I was going to do a commentary, but I said let me wait and see how it's covered in the media, and it pretty much went the way I thought it would. But what I'm going to do is play some audio for you guys, and I'll come and give you my commentary.
Just got this into my hand a second ago, and if you're a fan of the show Empire, then you'll know the name here. Chicago police are investigating what they call a possible racially charged attack on Jussie Smollett. He stars in the TV show Empire. Police say that this happened early this morning in the 300 block of East Lower Water Street. Two men yelled racial and homophobic slurs at Smollett and then beat him, and then poured an unknown chemical substance on him. Investigators say the men then wrapped a rope around his neck. Smollett is in good condition right now. He's at Northwestern Memorial Hospital. A lot of questions about what happened. We'll keep an eye on this throughout the show this morning. Just a heinous attack. Awful. Have you got 11? Tonight in Chicago, authorities there are investigating what they're calling a possible hate crime that target the actor from the TV show Empire, Jussie Smollett. He told police he was brutally attacked by two men with covered faces who shouted racial and homophobic slurs. Police say that pouring a chemical on him and putting a rope around his neck. Here's ABC's Steve Osunsabi. Police say that actor and singer Jussie Smollett from the popular drama series Empire was attacked around 2 a.m. this morning in this swank corner of downtown Chicago, where hotel security cameras are everywhere. He comes to be well-known requesting a report, so the news was placed over the front deck. He was in Chicago getting a late-night snack when police say he was approached by two unknown offenders whose faces were covered, yelling out racial and homophobic slurs towards him. Police say they beat him up, poured an unknown chemical over him, and at some point during the incident wrapped a rope around the actor's neck. In a later interview, he told them they were yelling MAGA country as they beat him. Smollett plays a gay man in his TV series. In real life, he came out publicly on Ellen DeGeneres' talk show. It was really important to me to make sure that it got across that there is no closet. There's never been a closet that I've been in. Authorities believe this may be a hate crime and are looking into a letter delivered a week and a half ago threatening the actor's life. On Monday, the actor was on social media inadvertently sharing his flight schedule, saying he was traveling to #Chicago. Hold your head up, Jussie. I'm with you. I'll be there in a minute. The actor's director and series creator, Lee Daniels, a gay black man himself, got emotional speaking online today. You didn't deserve, nor anybody deserves, to have a noose put around your neck, to have bleach thrown on you, to be called die, or whatever they said to you. So let's get to Steve Osunsabi with us live tonight. I know Steve, authorities are really hoping those cameras in the area picked up something. They are combing through all the surveillance tonight. That's right, David. Investigators are canvassing nearby businesses. There's a hotel, a steakhouse nearby, hoping that their security cameras captured something that might be helpful. David. All right, Steve, thanks so much.
And Chicago police detectives are investigating reports that an actor from the TV show Empire has been attacked. So far, there have been no arrests in this incident. Jussie Smollett says he was walking in the 300 block of East North Water Street when two people started yelling racial and homophobic slurs at him. Then he says he was beaten, a chemical was poured on him, and a rope was wrapped around his neck. It's all over social media right now. We understand that chemical may have been bleach. He went to Northwestern Hospital, took himself there for treatment, did file a police report.
Now, the reason why I wanted to play the audio is something I noticed during the course of the day. Chicago media market mentioned race, then his sexuality. Then you heard the ABC News, they mentioned it, but then Steve Osunsabi did something where they went and they played the clips the way he did the package, talked about his homosexuality. Then said, well, Lee Daniels, a black gay man. So first of all, you don't have to say he's a black gay man. You just say he's a gay man himself. That's all you had to say. You didn't say he was black gay. See, you have to be careful. Listen to how they present this. Then watching entertainment shows. They led off with his sexuality, then mentioned race as the last thing. Matter of fact, Vivica Fox, what's her girl, How to Get Away with Murder, and Kerry Washington, they all went about his sexuality, especially old girl, the lead actress, I'm forgetting her, Viola Davis, saying something about why the gay community. First of all, they had no way of knowing he was gay. They didn't recognize until they got him to stop beating up and say, "Oh, that's a dude off TV." Now the other day, Jussie and his sister, Jazz SmoIIett, because people don't realize that they have a big family. They had a TV show back on with at 94, 95. I can't remember the name of the show, but the premise was their mom and dad they got killed in the car accident, and their older brother came back home. He was a stand-up comic. It was from the creators of Family Guy, Full House, all the SmoIIett, their production company. But anyways, his sister Journey is currently shooting Birds of Prey film that's going to be out with the DC Extended Universe, and they got other siblings. They're the entertainment industry, some shape, form, or faction. But Journey and Jussie are the ones right now who are the name. You know what I mean? And him and his sister was bringing attention to the historically black female college that needs anywhere from $3 to $5 million to stay open. And I'm pretty sure these guys either they recognize for that or they watch Empire. Because I'm gonna tell you, Empire is not a show that a lot of straight people. Well, let me take that back. Black straight men run and watch. But you'd be surprised how many white folks watch Empire. Especially they know they shoot a lot of the exteriors in Chicago. Excuse me. And I think some interiors, but mostly it's because I didn't know that Taraji, I guys can still fight this cold. Taraji lives here as well, but she was in California for the premiere for a new movie, getting a star. But they came out looking to attack a black person. They had bleach, they had Make American Great hats on, they had a noose. This proves something I've been trying to tell gay black folk. That they don't know you gay until you either you're popular or you come out and say, "Hey, I'm gay." They was looking for a black man to fuck with that night. Okay, they didn't go around carrying a noose and bleach because he was gay. They didn't recognize till they stopped beating up on him. They was going after because he was black, and the Chicago media reported it racist. Because everybody know that whether you're white or black, unless you out there telling the world you gay, even he said it, I was never in the closet. I hope brother recover. I really do. I don't think anybody should be attacked because of their sexuality or because of their politics or ethnicity. But I ain't gonna lie to you, part of me was kind of skeptical hearing this story. But then when they said where it happened at, and I'm like, yeah, it's a possibility. Because any black person that ever lived down there, have traveled in that area, know that they get harassed or they harass. They don't think we can live down there. They don't think we can eat down there. I remember me and my ex used to go to different restaurants downtown. And you pull up valet and they look at you like you don't belong. And you can get out a nice car. You can be dressed nice and stuff. They still act like you don't belong there. They don't think that black folk travel. They think that we on the west side and south side. That's as far as we go. But they didn't go out there looking for this dude because he was gay. They would have never known he's gay. Unless you had a freaking neon sign saying I'm gay. They recognized him because off TV. After they started kicking his ass, beating him up. But they was going to mess with a black person. This is why when one of the Sykes and these other black gays, or when white gays trying to sit there and say y'all issues equivalent to ours, no, they're not. Unless they was following him specifically, they knew where he lived, or he had a neon sign above his head, but they was doing it because he was black. And him being gay, now they're going to talk about a hate crime. Should have been a hate crime the moment they put the noose out. That's why a lot of these politicians are talking about anti-lynching law, which should have been in effect many, many years ago. This is why they duck and dodge the reparations thing. This is why back in '07, remember in '07 when that series of nuisance was being was it '06 to '07, about the summer from the fall of '06 and right into the summer of '07, nuisance was everywhere. Remember when the Gina thing was going on around that same time? And you come to find out it's not a law against lynching. This is why you're still seeing black folks lynched across America. Me and other YouTubers have talked about this. We talked about these stories. But the next time somebody, black or white, said they doing it because he's gay, no. You don't know somebody's gay unless they tell you they're gay. Because even if you think of a lot of times you might say, oh, they gay. They may not be gay. It might be feminine. It may be feminine or masculine. But they don't necessarily mean they're gay. Dude don't carry himself as a feminine dude. You would never know unless he said out and say, yo, I'm gay. He don't project as a stereotypical gay dude. That's why I don't talk in absolutes, but they went after brother because he's a black man. He was downtown in that area, like, what this nigga doing down here? I'm telling you, I drove down there during the summertime, and like you had your 4th of July, your party, your vacation, kind of things like that. And you could be at a stoplight and they be pranking with you while at the stoplight. And I ain't gonna lie to you, when I first came home, when I couldn't sleep at night, and during the summer months, I would just drive around for hours, right? And I would go to the lakefront because that was where you drive, it's not a lot of traffic. You can go out, get out your car, walk down the park, stay in a well lit area. You don't want to get robbed. You go walk across the street to the beach, and you can stand out and just look at the lake. But when you do that, you got a bunch of white guys. What are you doing? They pretend like they drunk. A lot of times they be drunk. They be with their female. They be trying to prove a point. And I knew at that time, I said, let me exercise the better part of valor and get in my car and go, because at that time when I came home, I was in that mood where I could have hurt myself or anybody and would have never skipped a beat. And the thing is, because we too busy doing harm to each other, we let people put labels on us, and then they think, well, these Negroes only supposed to go no farther than the south side or west side. If they come down here, they must be doing something bad. And then when you got kids going down there and mess with people, now you got the people down there looking at blacks like, what them niggas doing down here? You can mind your own business. And they was, and I'm not saying that they just started this, because they was doing this back when my father and mother were kids. What you doing down here? You ain't supposed to be down here. And the idea that a black guy or down there got an apartment down there, walking down there to go get something to eat, that, like, what is he doing? Let's go mess with him. Now, I hope that the cameras caught these dudes. I hope this is not a bogus story. And I had to put that out there about bogus, because there are times when gay men and women go out there and exaggerate things because they're looking for some sympathy or they're trying to manipulate somebody. And I got to put that out there, because there's been times we've heard a lot of stories, especially in the Chicago area, where, I remember, what was that, about 6 years ago, if that, this guy in Oak Park had a bar, and it caught on fire. And he said that there was people harassing him and saying all kinds of things about gay people. He was beat up and everything. Come to find out, he set the place on fire, and none of that stuff ever happened. Remember, there was a few white female waitresses that were gay that claimed that people was writing on the receipt or wouldn't tip them because they didn't come and find none of those things happened. So that's always a possibility. You got to put that out there. And the only reason why I'm putting that out there, because the gay community has went out here and made it seem as if the black community is out here harassing gay people and doing harm. These are two white dudes. Two white dudes that did this. They drove around with bleach and they drove around with a noose. It wasn't going after him because he was gay. It just so happened that he's gay, and they recognized it. Oh man, he's gay and he's a nigger. Ah. And the entertainment shows reported his sexuality before he did his race. That tells you Hollywood has a freaking agenda. The local media reported as like it should. They said they would have never known his sexuality. Just like I said, let's we have a neon sign. He's like, I'm Jussie SmoIIett and I'm gay. No. Now, if this is gay pride, it was the gay pride parade, and everybody walking around dressing and basically advertising their sexuality, then okay, then they said it could have been just specifically a homophobic attack. But this is racial, and just being gay was the byproduct of it. The media does is I'm curious what they're gonna say on the View if they talk about it tomorrow. Because I noticed when it comes down to race, people try to downplay racism. Politicians pander to the gay community, they pander to the Hispanic community, I always pander to the Jewish community. But when it gets down to black people having issues of race, people say, "Oh, that's from the past." I wish the God was the past. But I just want y'all to think about this for a second. I want y'all to understand that what happened to him and what happened to a lot of gay people is not always because they're gay. A lot of times it's because of ethnicity. And black gays have dismissed it. Every now and then they might mention racism inside the gay community or outside the gay community. They always try to make it as a gay thing first. No. Nobody would never know this brother's sexuality. He didn't say anything. The guys happen to recognize it, and then again, that proves my point that white folk do watch our shows. They do watch. They know who we are. Because I guarantee, I'm telling you right now, and let me say this again. A lot of these brothers and sisters that think because you go into a so-called neighborhood that's not high crime, at least, or you think that people got their shit together. No, their race is on the north side and downtown like any other part of the state of Illinois. Go around Wrigley Field. Go around Comiskey Park. I know they call it whatever the name is. I call it the new Comiskey Park. It's been up 20-some years now, but you get what I mean. But anyways, go around Wrigley Field and watch how many niggas you get caught. I'm telling you, go around Lane Tech. Watch how they start looking at you. Go in certain parts of the South Side that still got a large enclave of white folk. Watch what they start saying to you. Unless it's a gay pride parade and you walking around in flamboyant and going around and bring attention to yourself like one of those dudes off RuPaul. Nobody never know your sexuality. They was looking for a black man to harass, and he just so happened he was the brother that they came across. If this story is legit. And I had to put it out there like that. I'm sorry that I had to question this, and he could very well be, because it does happen. There are black folk that go downtown who are harassed, and you got a lot of these white guys over live down that area themselves. A lot of them live in the city, in parts of the city, or live out in the suburbs. And they just say, "Let me come in and mess around and do something," and then nobody take it serious because of a black victim. But the next time the gay community talking about you being targeted because you're gay, you say, "Wait a minute, they have no way of knowing." They went with a noose. Noose is not directed towards the gay community. It's directed towards black folk. For many, many hundreds of years, that noose represented something. So before y'all start going out here trying to deflect and try to ignore, this is something that the black community need to point out to the gay community. You're black first. Let me say this again. You're black first. I don't care how light, bright, dark you think you are. I don't care if you got a white mama or a white daddy and a black daddy or a black mama. You still a nigga to them. And I'm telling y'all, watch. I'm serious. I'm telling you, I'm curious what they're gonna say on the Talk on the View. Oh, they talking about he was gay. Watch, they're gonna bypass the whole race thing. But I'm glad the Chicago media didn't do that. Remember, 53 years ago, what Dr. King said about Chicago. And I've been saying in my videos, this is a special kind of racism in the Chicago area. They'll sleep with you. They'll dance with you. Hell, they'll break bread with you. Long as people see that when everybody looking, they'll nigga you in a minute. See, they learned. I'm telling you, they learned from the 1960s. We ain't gonna get caught doggy in public. You might get some to do it, but they're gonna do it during the cloak of midnight or darkness. And let me say this again. I hope to God, if this is true, and they got foot, they catch these bastards. And they need to be made examples of. I'm tired of our brothers and sisters getting harassed and we ain't getting justice. And I'm gonna tell you something. And I'm gonna tell you something. We'll get to a point where black men are gonna have to be a little bit more vocal about these men and women in the gay community always painting us as the villains of the story. You don't hear about black guys running around here messing with people because they gay just for shits and giggles. That's a white man thing. They mess with people. Blacks only respond if somebody gay did something or invaded space or lied about who they were and what things like that. But other just going around messing with gay people, we don't do that. And this generation definitely don't do it because of the way they've been conditioned.